What's up, guys? Welcome to TFGoose Gaming. I'm TFGoose here with Vendetta, and today it's time for more City Skyline.
Hooray!
Huzzah! So we're loving this game so far, guys. We wanted to kick out a tips video for you on the various types of roads that are in the game, some advantages and disadvantages to each of those, and of course the importance of mass transit as a whole, because it is important. I super promise. Things can go to putt really quick if you don't incorporate some of that. So unless you're just the master road builder, that I'm not.
I am. No, wait,
Yeah,
I'm not.
Clearly you are with this awesome example city that we have here to showcase all the different types of roads. So starting things out at the beginning of the game, you do start with this little 2-lane road that we've got here, and you have to get that running at the beginning of your city. And it's totally understandable. You're going to want to get a little bit of an infrastructure going with some residential, commercial, industrial, all that stuff using these roads. But you actually want to get rid of them and upgrade them to the 4-lane variety as soon as it's available. And why do we want to do that?
Because it will actually de-zone all your current commercial, industry, or residential.
Yeah, so you don't want to build too much out using the 2-lane roads if you're ever going to want to upgrade those roads, because when you do, it blows away everything and sort of has to rebuild it. So get established, get yourself to the point where you can get those 4-lane roads, and then go ahead and upgrade it as soon as possible at that time so that all of your roads from that point forward are 4-lane. And the reason that's actually a good thing too is when you eventually want to go up to 6-lane roads, it doesn't do that destruction anymore.
That's right.
So the 4-lane roads are exactly as wide as the 6-lane, and it doesn't cause you any pain later. So just get to that 4-lane, and then you're going to be fine for any future upgrading that you want to do. And this is something I learned really, really badly on my first city. I built a lot of 2-lane roads before I ever did any upgrading. And when I went to upgrade them all, I just did it all at the same time, and I wiped out my city's population.
Yeah, that's something you have to be really careful of. I mean, because if you do it all at once, all of a sudden, you know, your income, you're looking good, everything's going great, and then boom, it goes into the negatives.
Yeah, so definitely just keep that in mind as you're going along. And then also in the vein of roads, we've got some highways that you've put in place here on the outskirts of your city, and these are just excellent to keep in mind, you know, because traffic moves so fast along the highways that they're really, really quick, efficient ways to deliver, you know, the vehicles that want to get to certain areas of your city, get them there quick, and get them there without having to cut through all the crazy traffic lights and stuff that are actually in your city. So if you're not utilizing highways actually within your city space, you know, keep that in mind and actually think about doing it. They're not just for those connection points that are sitting out there on the rim, right?
Exactly. It's vital because if you look here, guys, the 2-lane roads, your speed is only 40. Your highways are 100. So it's over twice as fast.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep that in mind. And again, veterans of the previous SimCity, this is something you really got to keep in mind, because on that, the highway was only to connect and bring traffic in from like the different regions and such. But on this, you can build them right into your infrastructure, and it's really advantageous to do that. So now you don't necessarily have to do it as Vendetta did here with his awesome aesthetic talent.
Yeah, so what I did, guys, just to kind of elaborate a little bit, I took my in route, basically my one-way in, and I ran it all the way down here to my main industry thoroughfare, and then on the opposite side, I did my out route. So, and I did that all the way through the outskirts of the city so that they could get back out again. While it's not the prettiest looking thing I've ever built, it is functional.
Exactly, and that's really what you want it to be. And, you know, as you can see in the center there's still a couple of intersections that are a little toasty, and that just sort of happens every once in a while. Most of the time, those kind of pink out, and they're not major bottlenecks. You know, and that's great. That's what you're going to want. You're going to have some connection points sometimes that are a little red. It's just going to happen. Everybody's driven around in a city before. You know that's going to happen. But some ways you can actually alleviate that. Number one, just remember the different types of traffic that there actually are in the game. There's cars and your standard pedestrian style traffic, and then there's trucks. And trucks want to go to your businesses and to your industry, right? That's the deal with those. So yeah, you got to be careful with those and just plan that in. But happily, there's this really cool utility you can use. If you guys aren't using the districts menu in the game, this is a reason to do that. Paint a district where you don't want the trucks to go, and then put in this heavy traffic ban option right here. This thing will prevent the trucks from entering the area, and as long as they have alternate routes, then you can alleviate that traffic problem. So as long as you've established them several different paths that they can go that don't need to go through the area where you're banning them, then you can alleviate a lot of traffic difficulty doing that. But just make sure you establish those first. Otherwise, you get no goods going to anything. And again, people get very upset and start leaving the town.
Yeah, they'll start freaking out if they don't have an alternate route to go. So just be mindful of that. But as Goose pointed out, that is a very, very handy tool.
Yeah, as well as some of the other policies that are in here, which we may cover at another time. But this one's about traffic and mass transit and all that fun stuff. But definitely make use of districts and look at those various routes that you can take there with the policies and stuff. So speaking of mass transit, we did want to showcase a couple of those options. Number one being the bus depot here, which we planned and have established some routes already, right?
That's right. So the first step is you have to obviously place your bus depot, and then you have to make the bus line. Now this is a little tricky because it's not super intuitive, such as with SimCity all you had to do is place the stops and the buses would go around and collect people. Not so much in here. You actually have to physically draw the routes. So for example, I place one line here and say I want it to go here and then over here, but then you have to complete the line, so you have to make a circle.
Yeah, it has to be a contiguous route. Otherwise, it just gets really upset. And also just notice if you start overlapping routes, it can get a little confusing. So just pay attention to where you're putting things. Do one at a time. Make sure you're making the correct loops. Also notice, though, you don't actually have to connect the route back to the station. There's no need to do that. All you have to do is draw routes, and the buses that are released from the stations will go to their routes. They'll take care of business, and whenever they need to go back to the station, they'll do that on their own. But just draw several of them around your city, put several stops in. The citizens absolutely love bus routes. They love mass transit options. Why wouldn't they? It keeps the traffic down. That's the whole idea. So just be liberal with this, place them around, and also keep in mind that if you want, you can actually use the budgets panel and increase even the budget, for this station and make it so that it actually establishes more buses, right? You just have to pump this figure up here.
Yes, yeah, the bigger the budget, the more buses that are available. So we'll go ahead and crank this up for the video.
Yeah, why not? We'll just show that case there. There's certain things on this screen too, guys, that are sort of a better buy than others. If it's super cheap to go ahead and pump it up to 150%, might as well. That's especially if you don't really want to spend the extra real estate to plunk down a second station.
Absolutely.
You can get, I think it's like a 25% increase in anything that you decide to crank up in here. But other things, it's not so great. If you have the space, you want to go ahead and plunk down this second actual instance and, utilize that, especially if you have the money to spend. So.
And holy buses, Batman, look at this. They're
Yeah. Yeah, when they initially spill out from the station, they create a little bit of a bottleneck, but then they go off about their business and they take care, of what they need to do. So
yeah, they're
pretty
driving
solid.
all over the city.
Yeah, that's what they want them to do. So moving on from there, we did want to also talk about the metro system a little bit. This is sort of your underground option. I love this, mainly because you can't screw up your city laying the tunnels.
Nope.
Because everything is underground. So you place the actual metro stops, and then you just draw the tunnels, and you can do whatever you want with the tunnels, assuming you stay within your purchased land there. And it totally doesn't matter, because you're not going to mess up any of your town. Now, of course, you want to draw them somewhat logically, I might add.
Yeah, I was kind of going a little crazy with that.
Yeah. But no, you've got some good ones already established there. So all you want to do is just connect the various metro stops, with underground tunnel. And then you do have to establish the routes on these as well, correct?
Exactly. It works the same exact way as the bus.
Yeah, so you got to do it, but you do want to, again, make sure that you have routes going both ways.
Yep.
Along the line, you can see them. If you take a look at it here, you can see them going both ways. You can actually see the actual metros running underneath there. And you establish these guys, and again, your citizens love this stuff, and the more cars you can take off the road, the better. That's absolutely critical. So after that, I did just want to mention, because you made this awesome long railroad track, that please show this thing. This is like ridiculous. It goes off into the sunset over here because the rail connection for this map was way, 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 way
chugga,
off
chugga,
in the
chugga,
distance
chugga.
over here. No, love the bridging and everything. So we had to go way down here, and we actually purchased this parcel of land beneath the city just to get over to the rail connection. But you can use this to bring in some more trucks and such if you make a cargo station, or you can actually make a passenger station as well. depending on what you want to do. We only have the cargo one in this video. We wanted to bring up the fact that this does not help your trucking situation. In fact, it seems to penalize it, right?
Yeah, so you have additional cargo trucks that are actually going in and out from the terminal. And if you think about it, it makes sense because they're going to gather goods from all the factories and then ship them out via rail freight.
Yeah, so you're going to create a little bit more of a trucking issue if you place one of these down. I mean, the idea, of course, is to generate more income. That's what you really want it to do. But you want to make sure that you have your traffic infrastructure already in place. Try not to put it in an area where there's already an issue, because it's not going to help things. We've learned that lesson. But as long as, again, you plan things out correctly, you can use those district policies to restrict some of the trucking if you like, or otherwise just make sure they have many routes to get where they need to be. And you don't want things to look too much, worse than it looks right here. This isn't bad at all. Having a few pink areas like this is kind of normal. It's totally fine. If they start getting really deep red and they never alleviate, then things start slowing down. Your income starts to slow down because people can't get where they need to get. And that's how you get money. So you want to make sure that the traffic is flowing really, really well. And these are just, again, some ways to keep that in mind. You want to use, solid number of lanes on your roads. You want to make use of highways. You want to make use of your mass transit. And there's more options for all this stuff. We just haven't gotten into them yet. We're probably going to get into that in, future videos and certainly in our Let's Play, which is coming up here before too long as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but we just wanted to give you a quick brief on this. We'll go ahead and get out of here for you. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and got a few ideas for your town and can take a couple of these things to heart and decide maybe when you're planning your next city to incorporate some of these ideas so you don't get yourself in trouble and end up with a deserted town, because nobody wants that. So anyway, leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you want to see in these series. We're going to be running several of these videos. I know we've been looking forward to this game for a while, so be on the lookout for lots more coming your way on City Skyline, and we will see you next time.